Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and I'm a little sweaty right now. It's a Saturday morning, actually the week before Christmas, and I did a self-defense lesson this morning. We have to do this at home because Minnesota had things locked down. So we're doing all the lessons at home, which is not as fun, but it's still a way to learn and get some extra exercise and stuff like that. I am doing a test this afternoon, so I get to finally move up from white to yellow, assuming I pass. It's kind of an odd thing because they want you to have the belt and the certificate and the congratulations when you're done with the test. If you are selected to test, it's basically meant that you're already there, though you could still technically fail. So it's just one of those other weird things about how everything is these days, that I had to go there, pick it up a couple days ago, and then just wait until it happens today, this afternoon. So yeah, I just figured, why take a shower? Just wait until the afternoon, get that over with. And I know the tests, when like Hayden, my older son, who also does the lessons, when he was doing the test, they get pretty intense. And so I'm looking forward to getting kind of pushed a little hard doing this. So anyway, so things on the programming front is I have been working on pointers and spans. Do I actually have the thing? I'm calling them esoteric types. Yeah. So that's what this is. And I've been, as you can see, doing a lot of work to get this to work. And it's been kind of frustrating because there's a lot of types that have to be projected out for this to work. And you'll see that in a moment. If I actually go here and I uncomment this, it doesn't work yet. I'm going to get errors, but I should at least be able to go into the generated code. And you'll see that I have to create all these callback or these delegate types. I have to create this arg special type. I have to create a special handler type. I have to create a special add extension method for this to work in certain cases, method adornment type, and then I got to make sure that in the right places, it's actually using those when I have pointers, and then I'm calling things unsafe and things like that. So it's been quite a struggle to get this to work as expected, and it's still not quite there, though I'm hoping to get over the hump in at least this episode or the next one. There's a couple things that I'm now, what I've been doing is generating the code. I would generate the code in a test, look at it, and if it looked reasonable, then I would actually try it in the integration test, and that's where more things are failing. And I'm like, okay, fine. So just stupid mistakes that I've been doing. So in expectations wrapper extensions. So let's close this. Let's go here and do this, and we shall do that. And what was the thing here? Oh yeah, it's an extension method, so there is no this. So I think it should just be self handlers. Okay, so that should take care of that one. Anything that puts the value in a string. Yeah, this is one that I have to not think about, but it's going to reduce the readability of the error message, but for the vast majority of cases, I don't think it really matters that much. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So if I go to mock method value builder, there are things like where I say throw like here. What I really should probably do here is just say throw new expectation message, and not do this, not do like an interpolated string with that I'm putting into the generated code. Because what happens is if you put a pointer into an interpolated string, it doesn't work. It gives you an error. And I knew this, and I just didn't get around to fixing it. So the thing I'm wondering about is, do I just use the method description? Because if you look at what that looks like is, just this. It's just it defines the signature of the method. So if I go like to here, that's the only place it's used. And actually, it's kind of interesting because somewhere in here, it should be actually saying, yeah, method signature, which is a little different because it actually, in this case, it looks the same. You'll say is public override, and then the method signature includes unsafe return type, whereas the method exception just does a return type. I think I should just use the method signature, because another thing that's going to go away is the method exception and also the method description with the member identifier. That's another thing I have to fix. Is I realized I'm not doing jack with the member identifier. So that is just, one of those ideas I thought I needed and I realized I never did. So that's something else I'm going to fix. So I think we'll use method signature. So here we'll say we're going to keep that, but we're going to get rid of throw new method. Yeah, we want that. And then we want to say for this. And then it's confusing as to, so there's one and then you get that. Okay, I think that's correct. Throw new expectation exception, no errors found for this. It doesn't tell you the values in some cases that I'm going to be changing this to, but frankly, I don't really care. If you are doing a lot of mocks with expectations where one method has like 3 different expectations of 3 different values, well, then one of them failed and you're just gonna have to figure out which one it was. It is a little goofy, but the one thing that's interesting is that you can actually, and this is something I would say to people, is because this is all code generated and because you can literally come into the generated code, the resulting mock type, and put a breakpoint there, it would stop there. Or if you like catch on all, if you, the debugger catches on all exceptions, it would stop there. And then you could actually look at the call stack and go, oh, that's what the values are. So frankly, I don't think it's worth the time to really do this that I've been doing. So let's keep going. Let's say throw. Where's another throw? Is there any other throw? That's all the throws. Okay. Now the void builder, we want to find another, no, not semicolons. We would be here a while. So there's 2. Okay. So we want to use method signature here, which I believe I've been doing here. And then we would say that here. We're going to take the add off. And we're going to say this with that. And then we say, so that should do that as a string, which is being returned. And then we put that in there. And then we say another one, which is down here. And then do we have a signature? Build method validation handler. No, this is different. Crud. Method exception. So that was what's being passed in. Who's actually calling this? Because I might just want to change it to method signature. Do we have a method signature up here? We do have a method signature up here. The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. And we're going to just call this method okay, and then we come down here. And yeah, now that I realize this, I think I should, well, okay. We want to say no handlers found for method signature. Whoops. Like, no, that. Okay. And then if I remember right, I come up here. Yeah, we're putting it around the thing that, okay, yeah. And then we're doing the same thing there. Okay, so those are the methods. Now we have to look at the properties. Property builder. Is there a throw in here? There should be 2. There should be 3. 1, 2, 3. Oof. Okay, so this one really, yeah. We'll just say that, and then we say that, and we still do that, and that is fine, and then we do that. Okay, so that's 1. And then we will say the same thing here. Except we don't do that. No handlers are found for set property name. And we'll just hard code it to value, and then we do that. No, you should be smarter than that. You should know that what I'm trying to do is this. This is a set property value. Okay, so that does that. Let's do a find again for throw. Why is there only for one on the get? Oh, that's right, because there's you don't validate or something? I don't remember. Why is there a build setter? Yeah, it's because if you don't find, okay, whatever. And then if I go to the indexer builder, and I say throw, but what is method exception? Is there a method signature? No, there is not. Of course there wouldn't be. Is there a way? Well, this is interesting because I want this. Where is this all being used? That's just one spot. Okay, so that's, we'll just call that method signature to be a little bit consistent about where we're using everything. And that would be that, and then we just use it down there. And then the same thing here. We should have, oh, we just have one. So we will call this method signature. Signature. Okay. And then we'll say down here, throw that, that, and then we do that. Okay, so find, throw. There's only two. Okay. So that is, and I don't think events even play into this. I'm just going to check quick, but I don't think there is a throw. Nope, there isn't. Okay, so that should take care of that one. So we're going to done the handler information type 4. Okay, so that's in the projected adornments. Is that where I'm doing it? Or is it in the delegate builder? No, not the delegate builder. The delegate builder? Archetype, no. Should be handler. Yeah, here. Okay. So build that extension method, build handler type. So what did I say here? Should be unsafe. Yes, because reasons. Well, we want to put, yeah. What we want to do is move this up here and do that determination there. And when we won't do this here, I think the problem is that other things use yeah, that's right. The constructors use it, and I'm like, well, why just put it all here? Let's just put it up by the public is unsafe seal class. There we go. So that takes care of that. The whole thing is, okay. And then all the generated and projected types should be internal. Right. So it just comes up through here and internal. This should be internal because it's in the generated code that you're going to be using, and there is no reason for any of this to be going outside of it. Internal. Hopefully this doesn't screw things up too much, but we would find out, wouldn't we, really quick? Internal. Okay, so that's that one. Archetype. That never happens there. Delegate builder. Internal delegate builder. And then types builder. And it just does that. So I believe that was all of them. Let's just go through all the projected things again and see. Well, I can't look for public because that wouldn't really be what I... Okay, so that one doesn't. And that's internal. And that one doesn't. And then this one, that just states that. And then we say internal. turn it a little. It's like when you say a word over and over again, it loses its meaning, right? Okay, so that should be good. So now we need to do the shut it down and start it up again dance. Okay, so we'll do that as I listen to my cat whine. Okay, let's get good old 2091, 2091, 2091, 2077. Yeah, I've been watching not just the news around that game, Cyberpunk 2077, and how I've seen some clips of the game and it looks absolutely so damn gorgeous, but I've heard it's just so buggy as well. No, I don't want to give feedback. No, I don't. Okay, so let's just see if this builds. Well, right now I have that all commented out, right? So, yeah. So this should still at least build, and then we're going to run all the tests. Because I want to make sure I didn't break anything that's currently there. So we are building, and we are continuing to build. And we are making progress. And it failed. Oh no. Oh no. What failed? Expectation exception does not... You know, that's a problem. And when that's a problem, it's a problem. So I have optional arguments. Okay. I have optional arguments is in that. So let's go see what's in the code here. So it's at 63. No handlers are found for void. Oh. Well, why did it only show up for this one and nothing else? Like if I did just this one, something that actually takes parameters, you'd think that that would have the same failure there, right? If I go down here, yeah, they all got this, which is not what I expected. And actually, that's not correct at all. None of them should be doing this. Is this a case where I got to clean? And let's rebuild again. And if that happens, still happens, we're going to go into the... It's funny because it was just one type, and all of them were going to have the failure. No, it's still failing. It's still doing the same thing. So let's go back into our code, and I just want to make sure that we'll start with the method value builder first. We'll say throw. Oh. Method signature is that is what's actually being put out as the signature to the method. So that should have none of that in there. And there isn't that there. And that was the value builder. This is the void builder. Fine, throw. Yeah, it's not doing... I kind of wonder if I got this weird case where it really didn't clean and it's not like... Again, the whole source generator thing, as I've said many, many times before, is very, very cool. It's a really, really awesome feature, but the integration with Visual Studio is twitchy at best, and it is not smooth at all. It's kind of disappointing, actually. I mean, I kind of get it that they were trying to do something that got people at least able to do it. I can do it, but it's just not very robust. I mean, the generator itself is, like, if you build a generator, that is as robust as you're going to make it. But the experience of trying to build these and test these and everything else within Visual Studio is something to be desired. Now, if this fails again, I'm going to be... VS is sus. I'm going to be a little peeved because it shouldn't be doing this at this point. And yet it might. You know, you never know. So, yeah, it's still failing. And it's probably going to be those same failures. Right? Yeah, I have optional arguments. There is no reason for this to be doing this as far as I can tell. Because it said 63, right? Yeah, it's Oh, it's different now. Okay. Well, see, when Jason's a dummy, he's a dummy. When Jason's a dummy, then he's really dumb. I have to escape the things. If you actually have a string, and okay, now this makes sense in that it was failing on the right things before, and only on this one because we had these optional arguments. You have a string, so okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That is actually correct. It was just not showing me the right code before. I'm almost positive it wasn't. Okay, so let's go back to the method value builder and let's say throw. And I think all I need to do in these cases is just say like method signature dot replace this. Well, actually, we want to say a single quote with. My brain just, it kind of died for a second. I'm like, what? I want it to be not a double quote. I want it to be a slash double quote. So I believe that means I want a slash double quote. That made no sense, did it? Oh, it's because I don't have the there. Now that makes sense. So it should be instead of having one double quote, now I have a slash and a double quote. Okay. I believe that is what I meant. Okay. So let's do throw again. Should be the only spot here. So we'll say that, and then we'll come back over here to the value builder, find throw. And we shall do the same. Oh, no, that. What I really want to keep is this. Okay. And I believe this, not for properties. Can you have a property setter? If I would do something like public class fla int data. No, you can't, because you can just say get or set. So there should be no cases here where you'd have an optional argument. Indexers are different. I believe you can have, like if I say here, public class blah, int this, int string a is equal to b, that get is that. Expand using context to data allow optional arguments. So you can't do that here either. So the only place we had to worry about was in the methods. One more time. Okay, it's loading. And again, hopefully we're still at the point where we're just trying to get this to build and run all tests. And then we will put the pointer stuff in and see, oof, excuse me, if that builds. And tests all pass. So let's see, build. And it was, I have optional parameters or something like that. I just want to see what the generated code looks like now if it passes. Failed. I sound like a distressed something or other. So 68. Okay, well, we must have missed one. Yeah, we probably did. Yeah, I'm almost positive we did. I'm almost positive I don't even need to go look at this because I think I just realized. So if we say throw here, that's the only one, and we did the right thing there. But on the void builder, if I say throw, there was actually like 3 of them, weren't there? Or 2. So we did not do it here. Bad, Jason. Glad they remembered my that. Okay, so we'll say find throw. So we do it there, and we do it there. Okay. Hopefully now we'll build. And then the next episode will be me trying to write tests for pointers, because that's going to be absolutely hilarious. You want to know how many times I've actually declared a pointer in C# in my life? 0. 0. And I want to be very clear. It's not because I think pointers are bad. It's not because I think pointers are evil. And it's not because I have any judgment against pointers. It's just one of the things about this language and other languages like Python and JavaScript and a whole host of languages don't even have the concept of a pointer. So there's so many developers that are growing up that don't even know what pointers are. Okay, we build succeeded. So now let's run the tests, and I'll keep, if it would let me, that don't even kind of know what a pointer is. I know what it is, but I have so little experience with it these days. I'm going to have to like look stuff up to go, can I write a test to make sure it's actually doing what I think it should be doing? It's going to be so pathetic. But, you know, I'd rather show my ignorance and my inability to know what I'm doing and just say, hey, I don't know. I'm clueless when it comes to this stuff, but I need it to work. And so I'm going to have to get some code in there to actually make it work. I don't know, by the way, why Test Explorer is taking so damn long to find nearly 600 tests. That's just abhorrent. There's no reason why that should be happening. That's really, really bad to me. So it looks like all the tests will be passing, which shall be a good thing. There's that monster test and the test thing that I guess I could make that so that it's in the integration test because it's really an integration test, but it isn't. You know, or maybe trim it down so it's only using the main object assembly and then just have the other ones in there to say, hey, you could do it from these other ones, because I'm not really gaining anything by doing it from so many. In fact, now that I say this, I think I'm going to change that. And where is that? We have code generation tests. Code generation tests. So let's go to that and generate. Yeah, we're going to just say comment those out. Okay. And then that should probably take off one of these things. And then when I run my tests, it's only going to be that one. And if I ever want to just play with putting in more test cases for more types that I potentially discover, then that's fine, you know. But this will hopefully, it's not going to go a lot faster, but at least it's only going to go through one of the assemblies that usually has, from what I've experienced before, cases that I've run into that are a lot. As you can see, it still takes a while to get this to run, but that's okay because I need this. I need this to run. And I might at some point see if I can get this so that I put traits on everything and then like say, you know, where is this over here? Come on, pull it back over here. Like have a trait on here and call, you know, only run ones that have a certain trait. I don't know, but all this passes. So I'm going to do one more episode where I start actually again looking at the pointer base code and see if I can get that to run. And if that goes quicker than I expected, then I'm going to work on a couple of other things for the 5.1 release. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.